notes, triangles, and an interior angle facts. Okay? All right, people, let's get it together. All right. The sum of the measures of the, and we need to put a word in here. Interior. Okay? Interior. I'm sorry, I wrote it too small, didn't I? Okay? Interior angles add up to 180 degrees. My question for you, how many angles are there in a triangle?
3.
Yes, a triangle has 3 angles that add up to 180 degrees, okay? You've got interior angle, and when you see this little thing here, that means that those are the angles of that triangle. That's how they denote that is the angle, okay? All right, this little symbol right here that I put after 180 means what? Degrees. Very good. Okay, that means degree. Okay, just make sure we all know what these things mean. Notations for angles and sides. Can anybody tell me, what do these little lines on the sides mean? Nobody knows what those lines mean? That they're the same length. Yes. This, because all the sides are the same, what kind of triangle is that? Do you remember? It is called an equilateral triangle. And an equilateral triangle, these 3 sides are all the same, so all sides same length. Also, on an equilateral triangle, you have 3 angles, and all your angles are the same measure. All angles, same measure. And we call it a measure. It is also known as the same degrees. Okay, they're all the same degrees. All right? Taking these notes good, Clayton? Maybe? Okay. So if I had an equilateral triangle and I wanted to find out what the angle measures were, what did we say the total of the 3 angles equaled? So all I'd have to do is take 180 degrees and subtract and divide it, divide it by 3, and it would give me that each angle in an equilateral triangle is 60 degrees because they're all the same. That is the only one that we get away with doing it this way. Okay? Since they're all the same, we can divide by 3. Otherwise, it would not work for other triangles. Now, do you see how this triangle has 1 line here, 2 lines here, and 3 lines here? What does that mean? They're all different, and that is known as a scalene triangle, okay? And that is all side lengths different. Well, wouldn't it go to say that if all the side lengths are different sizes, what do you think about the angles? All angle measures different. And we have 3 still. There's 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Okay? So we still have 3 angles, but all the measures will be different. They will total 180 degrees, but all the measures will be different. Anybody recognize this little baby over here?
Oh.
Right here. That little triangle right there, what is it? What is it called? Everybody take two fingers like this. Okay. Do you see how those 2 and 2, right? That means those two sides are the same, correct? Take two fingers, put them right up to your little eyes, and say, isosceles. Because you know why I take two fingers? Two side lengths are the same, two angles are the same on an isosceles. And you'll never forget that if you can put that to your... Nick thinks I'm crazy, looking at me like I'm crazy, like I'm nuts. But I'm telling you, that's how I learned it. Two angles, two side lengths. I got two fingers, and I start with the word isosceles. Okay? All right? So here, it's spelled isosceles. Isosceles. Okay? You have two sides, same length, two angles, same measure. And the two angles that will be the same are the two right here. Okay? This one's going to be the different one up there. Okay? So these two are going to be the same. So if you know that those, if you kind of know some of these terms and some of these types of triangles, it helps you. The only other triangle I want to mention is the one we've been doing all along for Pythagorean. And what was that called? What kind of triangle was that? Come on, what kind of triangle do we use Pythagorean on? A right, very good. And so this is a right triangle, and we call it a right triangle because this angle right here is how many degrees? 90, okay? And so that's another clue that you can use to find the missing measures of a triangle, of its angles. All right, this is review. All of that should be review. I know it's been a long time since you've seen it, but it is something that you've already been taught. This is also review. Supplementary angles. Does anybody remember what supplementary angles are? Nope. Okay. Supplementary angles are two angles that total, when you add them together, they total 180 degrees. Okay? And the reason that we can remember that, look at that S in supplementary. If you have an S, you can easily change it into an 8, which makes it 180 degrees. Do you see that? It's just a trick. Okay, to remember, supplementary S equals 180. Complementary are two angle measures that total, does anybody remember this one? 90 degrees. And if you take that C in complementary, you can make it into a 9 for 90 degrees. Okay? And that's how you can remember the difference between complementary and supplementary. Does everybody remember how many degrees are in a circle? Nope. 360 degrees. So if you turn all the way around, you have gone 360 degrees. Okay? All right, so what's half a circle? 180 degrees. And I can demonstrate that. Look at this. Well, we'll do it down here, okay? A right angle we've already talked about is how many? 90 degrees, and it's always indicated by that little box in the corner of a figure, okay? All right, and then we have a straight line. And I know most of you probably haven't thought about it. Does anybody understand how many degrees a straight line is? Who said that? Ooh, Jasmine. You get the sticker today. Because look it. If I draw a straight line, I know my straight line isn't very good, is it? If I go from here to here, how much of a circle is that? Half a circle, isn't it? And half a circle we said was? 180. So from here to here is 180 degrees. Okay? Half a circle on a straight line. That's how much degrees you have, all right? Look at how quickly these notes are going. So, for number 1 and 2, draw and label a triangle with the given measures and find the missing angle. So all we got to do is this. I'm going to draw a triangle that looks kind of like this. And then I'm going to draw a triangle then I'm going to draw my lines. Okay? And I know that it tells me what this says. You know, to be successful in geometry, you have to understand the language of geometry. Okay? Just like we had to learn what slide and what translations, and we had language in that. When you see an M, okay, this means measure. Okay? So if you want to come over here in your notes and write M means measure, that's fine. Then you see this little symbol. That means angle. Okay? So what this is saying is the measure of angle A. Alright? And if you don't understand the verbiage and the terminology, you will not be successful at this. So I'm going to write M equals measure, and this equals angle. Okay? So what they're saying here is the measure of angle A equals what? Okay? So what I'm going to do is I am going to put a measure and I'm going to put an A right here. And then it says the measure of angle B is 70. So I'm going to put a little angle and I'm going to put B here, and that one is 70. Okay? Then it says the measure of angle C, so I'm going to put a C at my other point and put an angle there, is 40. So we have 2 out of the 3. So what could we do if the total of all of them is 180? How can I find the missing piece? Subtract. So I can take 180 and subtract 70, subtract 40, and what do I get for the measure of angle A? 70 degrees. So this measure is 70 degrees. Somebody's phone that's plugged in. Okay? That's not so hard, is it? Okay? So then it says number 2. We got to draw and so I'm going to do a triangle this way this time. Okay? All right. And we always have 3 angles in a triangle. Oh, that's terrible. That's awful. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All right. 3 angles in a triangle. So this says, now this is another terminology, okay? And you need to know this. When you see the measure of angle ABC, what this is saying is they're talking about the measure of the one in the middle. Okay? So the measure of triangle ABC. So I'm going to label these A, B, C. what they're talking about is the one in the middle, B, is 100 degrees. Please pay attention. We're almost done. Okay? So it's always the angle in the middle. The measure of angle BCA. Which one is going to be 35 degrees? C. The one in the middle is 35 degrees. And they want to know what is the angle of A. Okay? So we do it the same way. 180 subtract 100 subtract 35, and we get what? Who got it? 45? So the measure of angle A is 45 degrees. Okay? All right, so now we've got another situation. Find the missing angle. What does this tell me? That all the side lengths are different. They've given me one angle here is 30. They've given me another. Oh, do I know another angle in this picture? What is this one? 90. So can I find the missing one? What am I going to do? 180 minus 30 minus 90 gives me what? 60 degrees. There you go. There's your answer. Okay? All right. Find the value of B. Find the degree measure of the angles. So they want to find the value of B. What am I going to do? Here's my angles. I'm going to do 180 minus what? 118 minus 29 equals 33. All right. On your work today, you're not going to have anything that's complicated, but eventually you will. So we've got to talk about it. Okay? Okay. We've got A, B, C, D, don't we? And we have missing angles at A. Okay? Angle A. And we've got a missing angle at C. The measure of angle C is how many degrees? Okay? All right. So, this is what you need to do. You need to look, and I always look at the one that I have at least two measures. So I'm going to cover this up, and I'm going to only deal with this right now. Okay? Okay, put the chips away. Put the crackers away. Maybe you know how to do this, and you don't need to be taught, Ronald. Is that the case? How am I going to find the missing angle on this part of the triangle? I have one here. I have one here. What can I do? What have we been doing? Subtract. So to find this one that's missing for A, I do 180, right? Minus what? 110 minus what? 35 gives me what? 35. So I know this part is 35, don't I? Okay? Can I figure out what this other part for 35 is? Can I figure out what this other part for C is? Because if I turn this way, what do I have here? A straight line, don't I? Okay, can't I do this? And this is worth how many degrees? Please, put the food away.
Put my drink in there.
Okay. Well, it's very distracting, sir. So this is how many degrees? 180? So I can subtract what from 180? So 180 minus 110 is what? 70. So now I know that angle C is 70 degrees, don't I? Okay. All right, so angle C is 70 degrees. So now can I find this one over here? Okay. So what am I going to do? Okay, and what do I have? 55. Is that angle A 55? What? No, it isn't. Think about it. This piece of it is 55. This piece of it is 35. How can I find out how much the total thing is? What? Add them together. So 55 plus 35 is what? 90. And if I had recognized that this was a 90-degree angle, I could have done 90 minus 35 to find my missing part here, right? Or, I mean, there's so many ways that you can solve this little puzzle, okay? But you've got to know the difference between a half a circle, a right angle, how many degrees are in a triangle, so forth and so on, okay? All right. This your work. This is great. You have 20 minutes. Make sure you put this in the notes section of your binder. There are no tricky situations on these. This is just to get you in the habit of when you have a triangle that you...
We got a bet.
Oh, my... Okay. How did you communicate about all of this? Is my question. Okay. Until I'm done lecturing, no food, no lotions out, no nothing. Do we understand each other? Okay? When I'm done, that's a different story. No. In other words, I don't want you paying attention to things that are going on around you instead of what we need to be talking about. So, get to work. Find the missing angle.